Marcus, who asked the questions. How did you create all these standards? And even though with that many specialists, we realize we have sometimes different thoughts on different topics. So I think it's very good that we find the topics where we all agree on. And I believe that that Jaroslav Kolařík and his team did a wonderful job in creating the European standards. And in this presentation, because you're the leader of this project, you will explain how you did it, what's already done, and probably also look into the future, what we can expect more. So happy to have you here all the way from Czech Republic, Jaroslav Kolařík.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to detain you too much because I hope that European Arboricultural Standards knows everyone already. But just to summarize it for you. Starting in 2019, we started as a working group under the wings of EAC, discussing whether we are able to harmonize our ways, how to care for trees. And maybe you remember the initial discussions about the tree pruning, where we were really surprised that even if we speak about the same stuff, we sometimes mean something else at the end. So the praxis, the practical interventions in certain countries differed. So that was, let's say, the kickoff of this project. We were successful twice in asking the support by European Union, by the Erasmus Plus project, and a group of plus minus 12 represented countries created first of all the practical standards, and the last set of standards were released at the start of this year, really, and they are the consulting standards. So if you visit the webpage europeanarboriculturalstandards.eu, you will find these two sections and you can freely download the standards. When we created the background of the project, so a few thoughts turned out to be completely crucial. The first is pretty obvious, but surprisingly strong, that the standards are for free. And this is the difference for contemporary practice, because you know that many countries have their standards, but if you need to reach them to get them, it's pretty expensive. So this is not a problem for arborists, because we want to know how to care for trees. But if you need to force, for example, developers to respect our standards, and they need to invest money into getting the information, they will not. And so the very basic, very easy thought that these standards are created by the industry, for protecting trees, turned out to be completely crucial. And second thought was that what I mentioned already, that we wanted no intermediator. We wanted arborists speaking to arborists. So you can imagine that the support was not that strong to really reimburse to every expert in the group his or her lifelong experience. So it was really basic. On the other hand, this is the same situation if you create a national standard. So you are not being paid properly. So the reward is, okay, so use it and help trees and help the industry. So these two basic thoughts really, outline the standards. And I must say, we are really proud on the output and on the acceptance. Because, guys, this is the contemporary map of languages which these standards are translated into. Within the project, we promised 3 languages. Now we've got 32, and other translations are still in pipeline. These countries already signed the agreement and have the right to provide the translation, plus the national annexes. The last 3, Georgian, Armenian, and Russian language, are within, let's say, the last month came the agreements. So I just want to maybe push a bit the Estonians, Swedes, Danish, just to join the group, because they look now a bit embarrassing. So, but you can imagine that our surprise that even the standards are translated into Hebrew, that there is lots of interest in Asia. It was really surprising. But on the other hand, if you read the message, the climatic zone where the standards apply is pretty large, and plus the structure that the standards just cover the basic know-how, and each country, each region is eligible to create their own national annex where they specify the, let's say, the specifics. Yeah, so the tree species structure, historical approach, climatic zone, whatever. So the broader scheme of the standards is very valid, and I must say that at this moment we think that there is plus minus no border. We can really use them plus minus everywhere on the well, I don't want to say on the planet because it's too bold, but at least in the region we can imagine. So as I said before, we are pretty proud on the spread of the standards, and thanks to EAC and their network of experts, this is really working very well. So please, for you who already have some experience with the standards, don't overlook the fact that not only the translation is part of the agreement, but producing the national annex should be, let's say, another step, which, by the way, opens lots of other possibilities. Because up until now, if any arborist goes from, I know, Czech Republic to Italy, he has plus minus no clue where are the problems, where are the hooks, what he or she should be aware of. But with these annexes, it's very easy, because you just get the annex of the country you're entering to and read what organizations are there, what laws apply to that topic, and what are the challenges and maybe changes in comparison with the main text. So national annexes are a very powerful tool, and in future you can imagine that this is a great basis for research, for education in each country, and etc. At this moment, you can these standards just download from the webpage. Don't overlook that for certain standards there are some fact sheets available as well, and there is a list of countries which already published the translation, and you see that you can download there the basic text in that language and the annexes if available. So this is, let's say, the main work which ended at the start of the year. But we've got at least 2 activities connected with this project, which I would like to show you. First is that EAC decided to support the, let's say, regular revision of the standards. And this is again another very crucial point, because no text is final, no text is perfect. And we would like to keep track with the developing industry and with more and more people using these standards and getting us the feedback. So that was start of the working group, which we call a revision working group of the standards. And the aim is just to produce every year one new edition of one of these standards. So plus minus at this moment, it means that once in 10 years, we will have new version of each standard. First one was already finalized, so you can download from the webpage the second edition of the tree pruning standard, because that was the oldest one. And this year is planned a meeting in November in Madrid, Spain. If you are one of the parties who signed the agreement, you should have in your mailbox already invitation for this meeting. So I definitely ask you to take it seriously. On the YouTube channel and on the social media of EAC, you probably not overlooked the invitation to supply this revision group with notions, with ideas, what you see that in the tree planting standards should be changed or adjusted or whatever. Maybe you know that the approach to tree plantings, which was already stated today by Cecil Kondijk, that the tree plantings are at this moment or during last years pretty heavily misused, I would say, by politicians, governments, whatever. And the way how the tree plantings are at this moment provided in many countries really very much deviates from the way which arboriculture would like to see it. So we expect this discussion to be pretty, intense and pretty important. So I would definitely advise you to follow the discussion and either support us with your ideas or to come there and just participate. As you see, we've got the pipeline for the follow-up meeting. So as I told you, every year one revision should happen. By the way, formally, because the owner of the rights for the standard is the working group. So by these revision group events, every standard goes even formally under the wings of EAC. So after these 10 years, the owner of the copyright, let's say for the text, will be EAC. So this is just to clarify that. And for the next, let's say, step we would like to do, or we decided to do, is to help each other with implementation of the standards, because you know very well that in each country this has completely different, or may have completely different dynamics. Somewhere the industry is pushing the standards from below, let's say. Somewhere the government or local authorities decided to implement the standards within their radius. So we would like to organize meetings in as many countries as possible, and to share and support these countries and back the pool, the information pool, by information how the standards are being used, and maybe to adjust our policy as EAC how these standards will be spread and supported. We already piloted this activity. So in this year we've been already in Ukraine and Romania, and we plan to visit Finland and Moldova this year. The format of the meeting can be really completely different. In Ukraine, it was really large scale, show, which really was very surprising for us. But the presentation was part of that, and definitely it was very interesting to participate there. In Romania, it was, let's say, conference as well, but smaller scale, more for professional audience, even if even people from public were present. So I can imagine that in Finland it will be even more of the working round table or something like that. So the format of this meeting can vary. On the other hand, the result should be just making a pool of information how standards in various countries are implemented. So if you got idea that it could help your context, feel free to reach out, and we can definitely speak about the possibility for next year. And the final information I've got for you at this moment, we have finalized first version of EAS manual, which, just because we continually got the questions, what is it for, how do we translate, what is it, how is the agreement, etc. So we've created a manual for that, and now it's being let's say commented by the working group. So very quickly, I think we will send it to the EAC office, and you will have possibility to get it into your hands as well. So that's plus minus the information I've got for you. Again, I must recognize the team, because this is really work of big extent of people, because not only the working group participated, but at this moment we are getting from hundreds of individuals and groups the advices for changing the standards. So all of these people, and probably majority of you, are contributing to the quality of the text, and we really hope that these standards will increasingly be important and will try or will help to unify the best practices throughout Europe and hopefully throughout the world. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jaroslav.